This is your Hdsr Sports Report, a chronicle highlighting the activities, events, and accomplishments of our area's teams and athletes. 7 of the 10 Mojave River League and DSL football teams won their Week 3 game, Oak Hills, Serrano, Granite Hills, Victor Valley, and Barstow remaining undefeated in the process. Robert Metzger's Oak Hills Bulldogs got 4 more touchdowns from Carson Cox, 3 rushing, another on one of Jacob Webster's 3 touchdown passes. The Bulldogs bury Palmdale 56-6. Royalton Allen rushed for a touchdown and caught a scoring pass. John Swain caught a TD pass, and Carlos Dews carried for the other Oak Hills touchdown. Casey Mahalchik's Serrano Diamondbacks rolled to a 3rd win in a row. Isaiah Romo throws 3 TD passes and adds a rushing touchdown in the high-scoring victory over Yucca Valley. Trevor McSween scores 2 touchdowns. Cade Lefevre caught a TD pass and added an interception. Mason Rue and Gilbert Vasquez scored touchdowns in the 52-28 triumph. Barstow walloped Indio 35-0. Dwayne Williams passed for 2 touchdowns. Kenny Benavidez scored twice, and Xavier Collins carried for a touchdown as Clay Lillamena's Aztecs won their 3rd without a loss. Apple Valley coach Robert Maris entered the win column with a hard-fought 35-14 decision over Corona del Sol. Jacob Higgs passed for 2 touchdowns and rushed for another. Jaden Foster and T.J. Lewis, the TD receptions. Ezra Hastings scored the go-ahead-to-stay touchdown in the 3rd quarter, and Noah Hardiman added a rushing touchdown to account for Apple Valley's scoring. Sultana gets the W with the 12-7 decision over Poly. Trayvon Sanders and Del Hester score the touchdowns, giving Obi Galindo his first victory as Sultan's head coach. Silverado falls a field goal short against Patriot, another standout game from Jace Weiss, who threw 2 scoring passes to Jaden Pauling. Adelanto falls short against Vista del Lago, 42-20. Granite Hills rallied to beat Hesperia 41-14 for the Cougars' 3rd win in a row. Sayani Long scored 2 touchdowns and added a 2-point conversion as the Cougars roll off 41 unanswered points against the visiting Scorpions. Amir Sneed scored the first Cougars touchdown and threw a 20-yard scoring pass to Braden Salazar to engineer Granite Hills' comeback after the Cougars fell behind by 2 touchdowns in the early going. Granite Hills' 2nd scoring drive is a microcosm of the way they overcame adversity throughout the game. They had a 1st and goal at the 3 before a Scorpions sack and a major penalty back to the Cougars out to the 20. On 3rd and goal from the 20, Amir Sneed connects with Braden Salazar, who cradles it in at the goal line. Granite Hills pulls within 14-13, with just over 2 minutes to go before halftime.
Team from the 7.
The go-ahead touchdown is set up by this game-changing takeaway by the Cougars defense. Berto Sanchez with the fumble recovery. Referee Brandon McNulty signaling Cougars ball. Braden Salazar gallops in, untouched from 5 yards out, and the Cougars take the lead 19-14, 3.5 minutes into the 2nd half. The next Cougars touchdown, Sayani Long breaks outside and breaks the back of the slumping Scorpions, racing 38 yards to the end zone untouched. When the returning All-Desert Sky League running back carries across for the 2-point conversion, it is 27-14 with 4:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. Hesperia had broken out in front at the outset. Michael Vitale takes the opening kickoff and turns it into an 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. The sophomore speedster had scored a touchdown in the Scorpions' 35-0 rout of Atalanto a week earlier. When Zamar Malvo caps Hesperia's second possession with his 37-yard touchdown, it looked like Casey Goodnow's Scorpions were on their way to replicating the previous week's offensive outburst. The Granite Hills defense recovered and made certain that would not be the case. Nehemiah Hankins, 11, the tackle for a loss. 58 is John Vermillion III. 7, Christopher Davis. Berto Sanchez, 23, and Seani Long, 3, combining on this tackle for no gain. The Cougars clamped down the Scorpions' running attack. When Hesperia tries to go to the air, it is Nehemiah Hankins again, the 6'3", 195-pound junior, wrestling the quarterback down for a sack. The victory gives Granite Hills the momentum of a 3-game winning streak when they host Yucca Valley next. The Scorpions regroup and prepare for another less-than-preferred Thursday game when they host El Toloma next. Robert Kistner got 3 touchdowns from Vic Villa, 2 rushing, 1 receiving, as Victor Valley shut out 29 Palms. Robert Middlebrooks threw a 35-yard TD pass to Vic Villa and a 71-yard touchdown pass to Nicholas Blocker. Nicholas Blocker caught a 15-yard touchdown pass from Davion Swan, and Xavier Matthews ran for a touchdown in the 35-0 rout, the Jackrabbits' 3rd win without a loss. Victor Valley hosts Apple Valley next on Friday the 13th in the 55th Battle for the Bell. We Got 'em Tees presents this high school football report. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery designs. We Got 'em, official CIF-sanctioned Chanel patches or varsity jacket. Letterman Jacket alert! We Got 'em Tees deadline to order your Letterman Jacket in time for Christmas delivery is October 1st. Appointments at both Apple Valley and Upland locations are limited. Call or schedule online your fitting and sewing appointment. We Got 'em Tees, 2 locations, Apple Valley and Upland. Oh yeah, We Got 'em Tees.
Congratulations on your first win.
Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid, test, and last sold on supporting High Desert Sports. The Bradco Companies supporting all of the teams and sports programs throughout the Mojave River Valley. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Valu Quality Truck Body. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, Conference and Convention Center for the High Desert. The Holiday Inn, supporting the teams, schools, and sports programs throughout the Victor Valley. Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, the half-hour report on High Desert and Mojave River Valley events and activities, entertainment, and history. It shows 3 times daily at 7:30 and 11:30 mornings and 4:30 in the afternoon, right here on Victor Valley TV, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half-hour of High Desert television today. Victor Valley College unveils the 2024 Rams at the new Ram Stadium on the VVC campus. The opponent, Santa Monica. A lightning alert interrupted the start of the game, a forewarning of the electrifying action highlights of scoring plays that led to VVC building a 27-24 halftime lead. Quarterback Seth Burbine burns the Corsairs defense for 390 yards and 4 scoring passes, 2 to fellow freshman Cale Meisner. Larayon Minor scores twice, the first Rams touchdown out of the Wildcat formation from 3 yards out. The TD from the sophomore who played for Alex Gonzalez at Granite Hills. Coaches and teammates call him D minor. In rock music terms, the chord D minor conveys intensity
A Larayon Minor character trait for sure. Larayon Minor's second touchdown comes on this play, 3rd and 11 at the 16. Seth Burbine's quick out to Larayon Minor, who races into the end zone untouched. Rams take the lead 27-21. An excited Larayon Minor describes the play.
We were in a trips formation. We had a swing to me, man, coverage for a touchdown, man. VVC up, man.
Congratulations. Keep it going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Seth Burbine's aerial strikes account for the bulk of the Rams offense. 34 completions on the day for 390 of the team's 571 yards total offense. 10 completions are to wide receiver Cale Meisner. The 34 completions, a VVC single-game record. This completion to the 6'5", 205-pound first-year Ram from San Antonio, Texas, accounting for the second Rams touchdown, the play from 6 yards out.
Our O-line's doing a great job. I owe it all up to them, man. They're giving me a good look up front, and I'm just everything from Monday to Friday. Just put a ball on it for today and just go execute. That's all I gotta say.
Touchdown number 3 comes on this play. Latavian Lipscomb breaks inside off Donovan Scantlebury's block, sprints upfield, skips past the Santa Monica safety, and into the end zone. This first-year Ram played under Robert Metzger at Oak Hills. He describes what he does best.
What just happened?
Well, they just gave me the ball right now, and I do what I do best. Score with it.
Keep it going. Great job.
Thank you.
Seth Burbine completes passes to 11 different receivers. One is Don Henry, the 6'2", 160-pound first-year Ram, played his high school ball under Casey Goodnow at Hesperia. Don Henry caught 9 passes this day for 79 yards. 7 is Joseph McCubbin, the 5'11", 165-pound sophomore from Tonopah, Nevada, caught 5 passes. Joseph McCubbin, not reluctant to run the slant route into the middle of the Santa Monica defense. Effective yards after the catch demonstration here, 17 yards on this play. 14 is Holden Eames, who hauled in 5 passes for 32 yards. Holden Eames is 5'11", 170, a sophomore out of Yosemite High School in Oakhurst. Coach David Slover has his Rams on the road next, a non-conference contest at Glendale. That's followed by another away game September 21st at Los Angeles Valley. The Rams' next home game is the final Saturday in September, the 28th, when they take on Pasadena City in their first conference game of the year. This Victor Valley College Sports Report is presented by the Bradco Companies, Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies, the High Desert Mojave River Valley's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Bradco, ardent supporters of the team's athletes and sports programs at Victor Valley College. Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, the half-hour report on High Desert and Mojave River Valley events and activities, entertainment, and history. It shows 3 times daily at 7:30 and 11:30 mornings and 4:30 in the afternoon, right here on Victor Valley TV, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half-hour of High Desert television today. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last, sold on supporting High Desert sports. The Bradco Companies, supporting all of the teams and sports programs throughout the Mojave River Valley. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Valu Quality Truck Body. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the High Desert. Flashing back to a full plate of football highlights, seasons past in High Desert sports history, Mike Cashian has a huge game for the 2013 Sun Devils in their early season blowout win over Knight. In 2019,
It is the final barrel game in Apple Valley's rivalry series against Granite Hills. The 2018 Victor Valley Jackrabbits get a kickoff return for a touchdown to move past Hesperia. From the baseball archives, Hdesert's youngest Maverick, Timmy Lopes, powers a pair of home runs en route to a critical 20-14 win over the Giants. Mike Cashion was right man, right place, right time and time again in the Apple Valley Sun Devils' season-opening victory over Knight. The 6'6" defensive end proved a nightmare for the visiting Hawks, twice putting points on the scoreboard. First, Cashion tackles the Knight quarterback in the end zone for a safety. That 2 points put Apple Valley ahead 5-0 in the first quarter. Then Cashion picks up a Hawks fumble and carries it in for a touchdown. That's linebacker Soleil creating the fumble. This capped a 22-point third-quarter explosion that led to the Sun Devils' 37-7 triumph.
We just went in, executed, did our job, and basically got things done on defense. Shut them out.
Apple Valley led 8-0 at halftime thanks to a pair of Sam Wallace field goals to go with the safety. In their first possession after intermission, D'Angelo Guillory carries to the goal line but fumbles. Eddie Morales pounces on the loose ball for the touchdown. Apple Valley struck next on Justin Connors' scoring strike to Brandon Mapstead. 23-0 Sun Devils. The final Apple Valley score came on this fourth quarter Justin Connors' connection to Gerald Williams on the slant pattern.
Just come out and have a big role in this game. Our leader's going to show up a little more, I think, this week. But we came out defense, woke everybody up, which I love. We keep it up. But we have heart this year, so we'll get this going for the whole game. Second half came back out. We got our ass chewed during the halftime. Came back out and played our football game. But it's all heart this year and all the work ethic we put in for the last couple of years.
Apple Valley brings on the heat in Game 6 of the crosstown rivalry barrel game. Granite Hills making history, the first Cougars team ranked #1 in CIF football poll. On a Labor Day weekend that has Hurricane Dorian slamming the East Coast, the Sun Devils bring on a hurricane-like force of their own. Kenyard Edwards Jr. slamming his way into the barrel game record books, the first player to score 5 touchdowns in the rivalry series. The Cougars have a hurricane-like force of their own, Hurricane Karen. Tyler Karen, the 6'3" junior quarterback, throws for 3 touchdowns. This 60-yarder to Samarian Williams. Tyler Karen tossed a pair of scoring passes the week prior in Granite Hills' 42-0 rout of Riverside Prep. Apple Valley retaliates immediately and with extreme effectiveness. Kenyard Edwards Jr. cradles the ball at his own 9, starts up the middle, and zigzags his way through Cougars defenders on the 91-yard scoring jaunt. 15 seconds after the Cougars had pulled within 1, the Sun Devils are back up by 8, 14-6. Cougars at their own 41. Jeremy Justice II strips the ball loose. Gavin Hambrick scoops it up and scoots into the end zone. 90 seconds after the kickoff return for a touchdown, it is 21-6 Sun Devils. The next scoring comes when the Cougars punter fields the low snap and shanks the kick. The line of scrimmage, the Granite Hills 34. Watch 47, Jacob Soria. He one-hops the punt and glides into the end zone. This is a minute 15 into the second quarter, making it 27-6 Sun Devils. Jacob Soria, 6', 190-pound junior linebacker. Kenyard Edwards Jr. strikes again. The 60-yard touchdown in Apple Valley's season-opening win. Kenyard Edwards Jr. touchdown runs were both from midfield. This night, 2 more rushing touchdowns from 50 yards or more. Granite Hills stages a scoring drive of their own on their next possession, the final 15 yards on the screen pass from Tyler Karen to Angelo Guy. 34-13 the score, the final scoring of the first half. Apple Valley quarterback J. Max Dinigal hits Tyrone Smith. in the end zone on this 4th and 5, making it 54-13 with time running out in the third quarter and prompting a running clock the rest of the way. Junior running back Stephen Wright scores on this 4th and 5 from midfield to close out the scoring in the 61-20 decision. Cougars quarterback Tyler Caron throws 3 scoring passes in what turns out to be the final game in the Barrel Game rivalry series. The Victor Valley Jackrabbits get an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown from Latu Layava in the third quarter and a 29-yard touchdown pass from the senior quarterback in the fourth quarter to lead Victor Valley past Hesperia 21-17. The third quarter kick return for a touchdown followed Hesperia kicking a field goal to go ahead 17-7. The winning touchdown pass comes on this 4th down and 8 at the 29. Joseph Pace takes Latu Layava's pitch at the 15, breaks a tackle and blasts past a trio of Scorpions defenders into the end zone. Victor Valley had cut into Hesperia's 14-0 lead on Elijah Nixon's 15-yard scoring scamper with time running out in the second quarter. The visiting Scorpions had taken a 2-touchdown lead on a pair of Haddon Lavar's scoring passes. The first, the quick toss to Kenneth Russell, who turns the short reception into a 63-yard scoring play. This, Hayden Lavar's to Javion Harris, 57-yard scoring play, put Hesperia ahead 14-0 at the 3:33 mark in the second quarter. A pair of fourth quarter pass interceptions by sophomore cornerback Torian White cut short Hesperia late game possessions and helped Victor Valley stave off the Scorpions' attempts to rally from behind. Victor Valley's come from behind victory is the second straight for the Jackrabbits and first-year coach John Stewart, moving them to 2-1 on the year. Hesperia first-year coach Casey Goodnow and the Scorpions fall to 0-2.
It's David versus Goliath. David, the youngest Maverick, Timmy Lopes. Goliath, the giant, actually Giants, out of San Jose. The Mavs' youngest player, Tim Lopes, comes through with 2 home runs to power the Mavs past San Jose and keep Hdsr in the thick of the race for a playoff berth. Lopes, the second baseman out of Huntington Beach and Edison High School, pulls the Mavericks even in the third with a 2-run shot over the Apple Valley Communications Juice It Up signs in left field. In the seventh, with the Mavs leading 7-5, Timmy Lopes powers another 2-run blast. The Mavericks go on to win 10-5 and remain tied for the third and final wild card berth.
A little more fun when it's this important, Timmy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're on a playoff push right now, so whenever I can perform like that, that's always a blessing.
A flair for the Dramatics' Timmy Lopes home runs. His first hit in the majors was a home run July 23, 2019 for the Seattle Mariners. He had just returned following concussion protocol.
Valu Quality Truck Bodies presents these high-performance flashbacks this date in high desert Mojave River Valley sports history. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, family-owned and operated locally since 1954. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, proudly showcasing teams, athletes, competitive activities, and community programs throughout our high desert.
Oak Hills explodes for 48 second-half points in battering Palmdale 65-3. Carson Cox led the offense, scoring here on a 35-yard run in the second quarter. The 6-foot, 192-pound junior goes on to score third-quarter touchdowns on runs of 18 and 30 yards. Carson Cox races 62 yards to score the first time he carries the ball, but this brilliant run was nullified by one of many Bulldogs penalties. Diego Lopez throws a pair of scoring passes. Maurice Parker, the receiver, on the first. Maurice Parker hauls it in 10 yards upfield, then races the rest of the way to the end zone, fighting off a tackler's attempt to strip the ball and stretching across the goal line on an outstanding demonstration of yards after catch. Maurice Parker is a 5'9", 180-pound senior. The Bulldogs' defense set up that first Oak Hills touchdown. John Swain IV intercepts and runs it back across midfield. John Swain IV is 5'8", 154, a junior free safety. Robert Metzger's defense rose to the occasion late in the first half when Palmdale had a first and goal at the 6. Watch Bulldog number 6, strong safety Dejan Hall with the sack as Oak Hills registers 3 consecutive tackles for a loss. It will be Sione Falila, 54, with the sack on third down. Sione Falila, 6'2", 245, a freshman. 15 is Gabriel Lucero. Charles King is 99. Peyton Metzger, 23. The Falcons are forced to settle for a field goal. The Oak Hills defense registers tackles for a loss from the outset. Peyton Metzger, 23, on Palmdale's first play from scrimmage. The victory moves the Bulldogs to 3-0. They are ranked number 6 in the CIF Southern Section Power Rankings. Casey Mahalchik's Serrano Diamondbacks fall to 1-2 following their 35-6 setback at Paraclete. Robert Kistner's Victor Valley Jackrabbits are 3-0 after their 65-20 victory at 29 Palms. Hezekiah Jenkins, 4 touchdowns for the Jackrabbits. Alex Gonzalez's Cougars are off to a 2-0 start after wins at Palm Springs and against Carter. Cougar Cameron Smith leads local players with 32 points scored already. Casey Goodnow's Scorpions shoot for a third win against Desert Sky League teams after beating Barstow and blanking Adelanto. Flashing back to headline makers years past, presented by the Holiday Inn, Conference and Convention Center for the High Desert, and favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley.
First thing that strikes you about the 2010 Victor Valley College Rams, new uniforms. And something else new, over 80 freshmen on Coach Dave Hoover's 95-man roster. The team's season opener was a true baptism under fire, hosting the defending state champions and top-ranked team in the state, Mount San Jacinto. The list of standout Rams begins with wide receiver T.J. Gretzner, number 84. A 6'1", 190-pound freshman out of Serrano, the former Diamondback. Gretzner caught 2 touchdown passes, though the first was called back. Auditions for starting quarterback continue after Game 1. Waco, Texas freshman Courtney Patton showed he can scramble and improvise. Receiving Patton's toss on this play, Jarrell Green. The former Barstow fullback shone brightest among Rams running backs, averaging just under 5 yards per carry. Dalton Leilua, the 6'1", 195-pound first-year signal caller out of Desert Pines High School, threw the ball effectively on occasion, though Joshe Tinsley actually went high to pick off the throw intended for another receiver on this first-half touchdown. The 6'3" Tinsley is from Flagler High School in Palm Coast, Florida. Steven Rodriguez accounted for the final Rams score, finding Gretzner on this 44-yard connection late in the fourth quarter. The Rams started 18 freshmen on both sides of the ball. The defense did not allow a Mountaineer touchdown the second half. The young Rams journeyed to Santa Ana, then Riverside College, before returning home to take on Saddleback September 25th.
This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. That's going to do it for this week's edition of your High Desert Sports Report. Thanks for joining us. Hope you can be with us next time around.